Yo yo YouTube! It is Thursday, the 26th of October. I've had quite a long day today and not been overly successful, but it's been alright. It's been alright. So, let me tell you what I've done today. It won't take very long. Before I get going, my video from last night, which I recorded as usual, excuse me, is still uploading on my phone. So I don't know what's going on with that. Well, hopefully when I get home tonight, it will use the Wi-Fi and then be quickly uploaded onto the YouTube channel. So anyway, there is one for yesterday, but it's yet to show its face. So today I finished off the multi-drop in the northwest for the shipper from Mulberry. So I was tramping out overnight in Llandudno. Used Park for the Night app and parked by the sea. Not very close, just about 50 metres away from the front. It was quiet, although it did rain a lot last night. So I didn't get a lot of sleep because of the rain mainly. I was warm enough, which was good. It's getting a bit chilly at night. But I had enough sleep, so that was recovered in the morning to get going. And I got out of bed about 7:30 and got ready, got everything sorted out, got everything put away, had some porridge, an apple, and then made my way to the first drop-off. They opened at 9:30, but I thought I'd get there at 8 on the off chance that they might get there earlier, they didn't get there much earlier. They got there at 9. So then I made my way to my last drop-off, which was in Wigan. And along the way, I was looking for jobs to pick it up, and there was one in North Wales that would have been really helpful. I bid on it. It was going from North Wales to, just double check, from Holywell, which I was going to go past, and it was going to go to Batley, which is it's got a WF postcode, Wakefield, and I put on the note that I could do that, providing I could drop off my box in Wigan on the way past. In the end, it got cancelled, which is a great shame because that would have been a great job for me to do, get a bit of money. And then I just made my way to Wigan, got that offloaded, and then I was a free agent again. So I decided what I would do is I would use the opportunity while I was in the northwest, before I went to Bury, to pick up my load from there, to try and find some small jobs around the Greater Manchester area, Liverpool, Greater Manchester area. And I put on in the region of 23 bids and didn't get anything. I was putting in mainly £60 bids, and there was quite a lot of work, and I was trying to stick within the area so I could go to Bury. I had plenty of time, so I could go a bit further afield. I think did some bids that went as far as Preston and Blackpool and came back down. I did do a bid that went to Leeds, and I thought I'd get back in time. And my plan was to get back to load up by 2 o'clock in Bury. And I started looking for jobs about 10 o'clock. And for the next, I would say, 2.5 hours, I was bidding and didn't get anything. Now, I don't know if it's because I was bidding too high. I was putting what I thought were fair bids. But I didn't do many £50 bids. They're mainly £60 bids. And so I'm going to assume that I bid just a bit too high. And if I put £50 on instead of £60, I may have got one of them. But it's equally likely that I would never have got anything because it's just the area is just too saturated with drivers. So I didn't get a great experience there. So then I decided about 2 o'clock-ish to go to Bury, pick up my load. And, oh yes, actually in the morning I had a call from a guy that I spoke to yesterday, a shipper that I do some, not very much work for, but some work for. And he said that he would like me to do a job tomorrow, which is a small van job in and around Coventry. It's a regular job that he has. He couldn't cover it tomorrow, as in today, this afternoon. So this morning I said, I'm happy to do it for you. If you can't find else to do it, give me a call tomorrow morning and I'll do it for you. And I'll be like your backup. So if I'm happy for you to find someone else, but I'll be there as a backup if you need me to. Just confirm in the morning whether you need me to do the job. So he called me about 9:30 and he said he wanted me to do the job. So I knew that this morning I had to be in Coventry at around about 4 o'clock. So I knew that I had to go from Bury at about 2 o'clock to get down in time, bearing in mind the traffic. So that's why my schedule was look around for jobs in the northwest until about 2, and then pick up my load in Bury. So in the end, I didn't find a job. I went to Bury, picked up my load, went down to Coventry, did that job for £50. It was a pickup and delivered to Tamworth, and then my aim was to get down to High Wycombe to drop off my load, and then I was free agent for tomorrow. And on the way down, I did win a job, but it's for tomorrow morning. So I had to make sure that I'd offloaded my stuff today before the depot closed. So I've got a job for tomorrow morning, and I've now finished the work for today. So I'm on my way back home. I'll give you my stats in a moment. But before I do that, a couple of things I wanted to talk about, which have happened recently. The first thing is I got in the post a couple of penalty charge notices. They were from my trips to central London. One of them I want to talk about. The others, well, I'll say about both of them, but one I'm particularly aggrieved about. Before I say this, I want to caveat my conversation and say I understand that parking in the wrong place or using bus lanes at the wrong time is not something that we should be doing, and we should be deterred from doing that if it interferes with the flow of traffic. Because, it's not fair for us to just hog the road and stop other people using the road. Now, the first one I got was because I used a pedestrianised area, which I didn't even notice was a pedestrianised area. The picture shows me going into this area with a couple of signs inside the road. I just missed them completely. So that's completely my error. It looked like a normal street. There were cars down there. I don't know. It's a weird one. But I'm not complaining about that one. That's fair. That's fair enough. The other one that I'm going to complain about, and I didn't want to be one of those guys that complains about getting fines. But in this case, I genuinely find it frustrating and weird because of what happened. When it happened at the time, I knew it happened, and I thought this can't really be a bus lane. So anyway, I'm going to be one of those guys which complains about it, and I'm going to say it feels to me like it's just about generating income in this particular case. And I'll try and describe to you what it was. So I was driving along a road, and the road itself turned right at like right angles, and I wanted to go off the road straight ahead. And I followed the road, the natural run of the road, and indicated left and went left. And just as I did that, I realised that I was driving through the shortest bus lane I've ever seen. It was the size of a bus. And then next to it, just to the right of it, was another lane, which was off the junction I was using for everyone else. So it wasn't a bus stop, it was just a lane the size of a bus, kind of cutting the corner, and next to it was a road that I was meant to have taken. So what I find frustrating about it is, because of the lie of the road, because of the kind of speed you're going at, even at 30 miles an hour, when you see the junction, when you turn off, you turn it off straight into the bus lane, and it's just too late to do anything about it. But what else also agrees with me is you're not stopping a bus by doing that. You're just driving about, it would have been about 15 metres from the junction I was on through this piece of painted road back onto my road. And those 15 metres, you're not interfering with the bus traffic by going through that bit. So it just feels to me like it's about making money, not about helping the buses travel more quickly. The actual writing said bus lane took up pretty much the whole of the road that it was on. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I didn't want to be that guy, but it's just, I've heard other people complaining about these things and just think, oh, we'll take responsibility. And, I've paid the fine. Obviously, I'm not going to not do that. But it is an example, I think, where it seems quite unfair and unnecessary. More than that. Right, and then I'll give my stats in a moment. But before I do that, today, I want to say a bit about today, how I feel about today. Today's been a bit weird, only in that I've done a lot of work, I've done a lot of driving, and I've done a lot of searching for jobs, and I am going to get home at the end of the day, which is very good. But it hasn't felt like I've really made the most of my time. It hasn't been that efficient. I've done the best that I could with the jobs I had planned. I had basically 3 jobs planned. One from the CX, one was given to me not on the CX from a shipper that knows me, and one was from my regular shipper. And then the CX jobs themselves was disappointing, I would say. Okay, so let me tell you my stats for the last 2 days. Let's get it in front of me. My spreadsheet is taking a while to get loaded up. Talk about yourselves. Oh, I will admit to that. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for today. I am grateful for my partner who has looked after me this week. She's made me dinner a couple of times. She made my dinner for tonight, which is great for me. She's got to reheat it up. She made my sandwiches for the day. And without her, I would go hungry or just buy stuff from a shop. So thank you very much to her. I really appreciate all that you do for me to help me do my job. Now, I think what's happened is my spreadsheet is not loading up because I've got a very bad signal area. So that's disappointing. I can't pause this video. I'm still waiting for this to load up. Oh, here we go. Right, at last. Okay, so today when I get home, I will have worked for 13 hours and a quarter. This car's on my side of the road. That was weird. That wasn't very necessary. I was going past him. Yesterday I worked for 8 hours and 10 minutes. So if I average that out, that's 10 and 3/4 hours on average for the 2 days. Now today I've driven 451 miles when I get home, and yesterday it was 246 miles. So over the 2 days, each day I've averaged 248 miles and a half. I've just filled up with diesel again today before I left the depot, and my current average fuel costs per mile that I drive is 16.15 pence. That means that today I've spent £72.82, and yesterday I spent £39.72. So averaging over both days, I've averaged £56.27 each day. In terms of my income, yesterday I earned nothing because I didn't finish any of my routes. But today I've earned £500, which is the £200 for my multi-drop from Mountain Mowbray to the northwest of England and Wales, £250 for my pickup from Bury going to High Wycombe, and £50 for my pickup from Coventry going to Tamworth. So, there's no point me doing. I can tell you the average. So the total after fuel for today is £427, 427. And yesterday it was minus £40, obviously, my cost of my fuel. So I've averaged over the last 2 days after fuel £194 each day, which is below target by over £100 over the 2 days. So I'm disappointed that I haven't managed to get a couple of £50 jobs over the last 2 days. I think the CX is a bit quieter than it has been. Maybe it's to do with half term. Hopefully it'll be better tomorrow. Actually, I got a job tomorrow going from Lincoln to Preston, which will give me over half my money. I need to find the other half coming back home tomorrow. Right, hopefully this video will upload within some decent time. I hope you're successful in however you define those terms. And what are you grateful for today?